Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Within the Paragon. I'm your host, Jake Stanley. This is my drink. Oh yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, Pour It On Media, where you can find many shows, including the one you're about to view today called Within the Paragon. Do it. Do it. Do it. I gotta look at the camera, right? Don't look anywhere else. This week's guest is also from the social media app Smule. Give it up for Becca.
When you try your best but you don't succeed, when you get what you want but not what you need, when you feel so tired but you can't sleep, stuck in reverse, yeah.
Becca, we're gonna have to do that again because you're muted.
No!
Actually, you know what? We're not gonna do it again. Why? Why?
We're keeping it real within the Paragon.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And what better way to do so? To have you here. This is awesome. So glad you could be here.
Thank you for having me here. Something I've never done before, definitely not like in my comfort zone. So,
well, you know how I like to do things. Make sure that people are not comfortable. Actually, that's not right. I try to make people feel comfortable, but
yeah.
it's just sometimes I like to push the barriers. There we go. Is that better?
Yep.
I feel like I can get a little bit down here more. This looks so small, though. Anyways, so good to have you. Where are you tuning in from, Becca?
Tuning in from the state of Washington.
Is that the Apple State?
Apple State?
State of apples?
I don't think so. I mean, we do have apples, but I don't think we're like known for our apples.
Oh. What is Washington known for then?
Let's see. For me, I mean, I think everyone when they think of Washington, they think of Seattle. And I mean, Washington is also super known for their weather. It's constantly raining here, which I actually love. So it's pretty nice for me. So, but it's also
Nice.
awesome because you get 4 seasons. You get summer in the summer, snow in the winter, and then rain most of the year. But I love it here. It's really awesome.
Awesome. I've never been, and I'd love to go. Lovely place. Did you prepare yourself something today?
Yeah, I prepared something very classy, expensive.
Oh. Share.
Here it is. It's
Is that
a
Capri
fruit
Sun?
punch Capri Sun.
Oh my word! Yes.
We gotta be down to earth on this podcast as well.
We sure do. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Cheers.
Woo, cheers to that. Oh yeah.
Definitely classic.
Well, I was going to say classic as well, gin and tonic. Well, there you go. So keep it simple. Keep it simple. All right, Becca, tell us a little bit about singing. Have you always sung before? I mean, this is kind of where a lot of people see you is on Smule, that app Smule that we happen to be on. So can you tell us a little bit about how you got started in that whole singing?
Yeah, for sure. So I guess I started in the church. So I was always like a church choir kid. Not always, just like in my younger elementary school age. So I did lots of girls choir. But then when I became in like middle school, in like fifth grade elementary school, I started to have an interest in instruments. So I like wanted to do band. So I started like exploring more of that kind of musical side of things rather than singing. So I'd
Mm-hmm.
never really sang seriously or been coached or had like a choir teacher that taught me when I was like older or during my teenage years. So I started playing clarinet and I did band in middle school, but I knew it wasn't something I wanted to pursue like outside of that because I'm not gonna like put so much time learning something that I didn't want to have like after high school.
Mm-hmm.
And that was basically the end of it. But I always loved to sing, but I was always very shy and I never showed that to my friends and family. So even now I'm still very reserved when it comes to singing. Never done karaoke in public, or it's always just been Smule.
Really? Never
So
in public.
never in public. My sister is getting married this December, so I mean I was hoping to possibly sing at her wedding for like the first time.
Yeah.
I do have like one story where I sang when I was younger, and that kind of, I think that's why I stopped singing for a while because it was so embarrassing.
Scared you.
But, huh? Yeah,
Kind
it
of
was like
spooked you.
it was like the first experience I had like publicly singing, and it just did not go well because I did not know how to handle my nerves. So I was just so shaky and jittery, and like it totally translated into my voice, and it was just so like, oh, embarrassing. So after that, I like didn't ever take it very seriously.
Wow. So then you ended up finding this app.
Yeah.
At what point do you think the transition, because singing, I find that singing and dancing are very private things,
Hmm.
very human things, but very private things. So at what point, what is the thing that kind of made you feel, I don't know, safe to express yourself through music in front of others?
Yeah, I don't know. It's totally, for me at least, different when it comes to singing through the phone. Like I could never do it face to face or in, like in public. But when it came to my phone, I just was so much more confident, especially when I just got on Smule. So I've been on Smule for like I think 6 years or 7 years. But I downloaded it first like in sophomore year of high school for like, and I just got the VIP for a year. And so that was kind of when I just started to explore the app initially. And then I had like this super long dry spell of like 5 years where I didn't get on it until about like 2 years ago when the start of COVID happened. But I think I was just at the time when I was younger, I had such more confidence in my voice and in myself. And when I look back, I'm like, girl, you need to relax because you were not great at all. It was so cringy. Oh my goodness. But it's funny because now it's so opposite. Like I'm a lot more reserved when it comes to my voice. I'm a lot more like apologetic, and I know you know that because we live jam and I'm like, I'm sorry
Yeah.
I did this and it didn't sound right and it wasn't perfect, and I'm so a perfectionist. So it kind of just, started in that high school confidence, and now to re-downloading it 2 years ago, I've just grown so much.
Nice, nice. Well, that's good. That's good. I mean, to see your progress and to feel more comfortable. That's very important. All right. I mean, yeah. Can you imagine if you were the same person like from years ago?
Oh no. I'm so thankful that like we grow and we age and we
Mm,
develop and mature. Like it's so awesome that, we just get more experiences, and like
oh,
now we
agreed.
are today. And I'm
Agreed.
still very young, but I've learned so many things, and I've grown up so quickly. So it's pretty awesome that happens.
What do you think about when you're alone in your car?
Hmm, that's a good question. The first thing that came to mind was like what I'm gonna drink, and usually it's like a matcha green tea from Starbucks. But if I'm more like really just thinking and pondering on my thoughts, I don't know. I guess it would just have to be about my life and where I am and like where I would want to be.
Hmm,
So I think, yeah.
nice.
How about
Yeah.
you?
When I'm alone, uh, it's crazy. I'm kind of my head's like sometimes it just the thoughts. It doesn't. None of them connect. They just a bunch of different things. Like
Hmm.
maybe I'm thinking about what I want to eat. Maybe I'm thinking about, some random thought about some surfing or basketball. I don't know. Like just a lot of different stuff constantly. Like
Yeah.
but it's nothing exactly serious unless it's something that I gotta do, gotta get done, gotta accomplish.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's kind of so a Jake answer because you are such a like relaxed, not stressed out at all, super, like all the time has it together as it seems, It's like I feel like you're
Seems.
such a low key kind of guy where you're not super thinking about all the things that might be stresses in life, you know?
Yeah, well, because it got to a point where just like, you know what? It just isn't worth it.
I need to learn that. I think also sometimes like when you're driving, I feel like you'll just space out and you know where you need to go, but then you don't even remember like how you got there. You just end up driving and get there. Like that also happens a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, I used to drive and I'm like, I knew where I was going, but because it was in a different country when I was driving, when I lived in Taiwan, it was like I get halfway down the road and I'm like, wait, where am I going again? Like completely forgetting where I was going. Just so it ends up being like I'm just driving.
Yeah.
It's like what? Um, Now I've asked this before to some people, but if you could be any animal, what animal would you be?
Okay. Any animal? That's a good
Any animal.
question. Hmm. I'm thinking, uh, like, I don't want to be generic. Like, I don't want to be a bird or something because, like, it's cool to fly, but they don't really have like a home essentially. They're constantly just moving and moving.
Got to be
um
specific animal.
I have like one of my favorite animals is a hippopotamus.
Oh,
Yeah. And the reason it's my favorite is because in high school I actually had to do like I had to choose an animal to research, and they're actually so interesting because they're like one of the most, oh, this sounds horrible, but they're one of the most deadly animals,
oh yeah,
like
they are.
and most
They are.
dangerous to humans especially. But the interesting part about them is they don't even eat meat. Like they
Yeah,
literally only eat
herbivores.
plants. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, what in the world? Like that's so interesting that they're so big and also they're huge and fat, and they just eat
Mm.
plants. It's like that just shows, if you eat only salad, there's always that chance um, that you might not just be skinny. But the
Really?
another cool thing is like their bodies, they'll be in water and they sleep in shallow water because they're so big that they need to be able to reach. And so they'll go in the water, they'll sleep underwater, and their body naturally comes back to the surface to get air and go back down. And it's just like so interesting to me.
Oh,
I know, so it's like
Becca the hippo.
pretty cool. I know. Hippos. Woo. I have no idea what that was, but raise the roof.
Raise the roof. Hippo in the house. Okay, so what is your favorite okay, so your background is a little bit different. You have a mix
Mm-hmm.
Romanian
Yep.
and
I'm
something
definitely.
else.
No, it's just Romanian.
Just Romania. Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
My mom and dad were both born in Romania. And I unfortunately wasn't born there, but I was born in the States. So I think people oftentimes when they see me think I'm just like a typical like white girl or something. But I definitely am Romanian and I can speak um, a lot. Unfortunately too, because I live in the States, my parents were mainly trying to learn English so that they can
Mm,
adapt to like the culture here, and get jobs and stuff. So I learned it a lot growing up, but when I became older, I don't have to practice it as much because I do live in America.
right.
So it's a lot harder to retain it and I've never actually been to Romania. That's like
Oh,
super sad, but I definitely want to go visit. And I think
how
once I
could
go
you? Mm.
for like a couple weeks, it's just gonna be so natural to just pick it up. Like when you're just
Okay.
surrounded by all the people speaking.
Sure. For sure. For sure. For sure. Okay. So to kind of show off the little bit of Romanian that you have, I'm gonna have you say something for everybody.
Okay.
Okay,
Let me
I
think of
want
what
you
to
to.
say.
Well, let me give you something to say. Let's see. This might be even better. Um,
Hopefully, I know how to say it. Do, 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 do.
Come with me if you want to live.
How do I say live? That's the one word.
Come with me if you want to survive. But you have
And
to
I'm
get up
not
you
okay.
have to get up close to the camera so everybody
Oh,
can see your
okay.
Romanian eyes and they can hear it. And you have to say it in a way that's like you're very serious, but you're like acting for a movie too.
Okay.
So,
I'm gonna say it in a more in
sure,
a worse
simpler
way because
way. Sure,
that's
sure.
how I know how to say
I wouldn't know
I'm
anyway. So.
scared. Okay. Vine cu mine dacă nu vrei să mori. That's pretty much it.
Okay, that was good. That was good. But okay, cut. Okay,
Oh my god.
we're taking a movie now. Serious face now. Turn you if you have to turn away. Get serious. Get serious. Okay, ready? Okay, ready? Hold on. I'm gonna act like I'm.
Okay.
Okay, so all right, Becca. So I am directing a movie here, and you're gonna have to say those lines again. So
Okay.
let's take it from the top in action.
Vine cu mine dacă nu vrei să mori.
Cut. Okay, very good. It's really
Oh
good.
gosh.
Now
Shout out
this
to
is
all the
really good,
Romanian
but I
folks.
mean, if I'm directing, okay, I need to actually. Okay, very good. Okay, you're doing really
You
good.
know
In
I'm
that.
not. You know I'm not an actor.
No, you're not, but you're getting there. So we got one more time. Now this time I want you to give me more of some attitude, kind of like
Oh my gosh.
whatever you said. This is like okay. Okay, ready? You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit more of that. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, action.
Vine cu mine dacă nu vrei să mori.
Cut. That's a wrap.
Oh my gosh.
That's a wrap. You
Did I get
got
the
it.
rule?
Ooh, you got it. You got the
Woo!
role. You got it. Ooh, I know what I see when I see it, and that was what I saw. And oh yeah, man,
I knew
that's
that.
good.
That was
That
the
was
most
good.
cringiest thing I've ever done.
Wow, you haven't lived
I know.
because you got to act. Do you ever do that sometimes? Do you ever do that? Do you ever like wherever you are, kind of just start acting or start singing?
Definitely not acting. I'm very bad when it's something that needs to be serious. And I'm often when it's like a serious setting, I'm the one that breaks into laughter. Like, and that's one of the things I really hate about myself. Like, I wish I could change. Like, if somebody slips and falls, for me, it translates to like laugh. And it's like, I don't mean to laugh and I'm trying to be serious, unless it's like a super serious thing that I'm like obviously really concerned. But if it's like an accident, I'm just like dying laughing. But when it comes to singing, I sing a lot in my personal life, just not when it comes to like being in front of people. I'll like try to be goofy or not sing like my actual self so they think I think the reason why I'm like that is because when you're singing you have to be so vulnerable, and it's like when I'm actually trying to sing and sound good, um if I'm being 100% like trying and then they don't like it, it makes me, it's like they don't like me, because they don't like how I
Okay.
sound. But if I'm just like goofing off and they know that it's like a joke, then they can never like really criticize me for being 100% genuine sounding. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think it's kind of like a guard that I put up when I'm out and like singing in front of my family or whatever. I'm never like, let me just really try to like sing like how you see me on Smule, which is why Smule is so amazing, because I can actually just like sing and not be nervous or try to be something that I'm not.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if other people knew about the feeling you get when you're just standing in front of your phone or you're standing in front of your iPad, it's kind of like you feel like you're in a safe space.
Yeah. the first time, like my mom even. So do you remember when like Smule did that whole talent show? And it was like, what was it called? Smule the Voice Live.
Oh yeah.
So I ended up doing that. And when it was like the final season, like the finals versus the finals, and I was doing one of my last performances, David, he showed my mom showed me singing live. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like it made me so nervous because my mom's never really saw me sing like without any like I didn't know she was watching, so I'm just singing to the however hundred many people are in the live jam. So like afterwards when he told me that, I was like, oh my gosh, like that made me so nervous. And she was so sweet and like told me I was great and everything, but it was so cool. That was like the first time my mom actually genuinely heard me for how I am. So
Well, that had to be a moment. And I hope she'd say that. You're like, my mom said I sounded good. I was kind of hoping she'd say that yet.
I know, she was so sweet. Oh my gosh.
What is the most useless talent you have, Becca?
Most useless talent.
Hmm.
Probably this. I mean, I never have to use it, but I mean, that's it. I just can make my tongue into a clover, so I mean, everyone can do this one. But I can do this.
That is ridiculous,
I also can juggle
but cool.
really
Oh,
well. I love juggling. I
really?
learned how to juggle when I was in middle school because I would always eat in my science class. And so my science teacher, he's awesome. But he had these little like rice balls, and I would just practice all the time during lunch. And
Oh,
then I love
nice.
juggling.
Do you have any nearby?
Oh
Do you have
no.
anything that you can juggle?
Let's see. I might have some things.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Let me. Oh,
It'll
now
be fine.
I
It'll be
can't
fine. It'll be
watch.
fine.
Okay, one second. I'll be
It'll
right back.
fine. While Becca's away, do you have your drink? Are you enjoying yourself? I'll tell you what, I sure am enjoying this chair. Ah, it's nice. Kick back. Oh,
All right. So we got apples. These are a little bit difficult because they're a little bit like off weighted, because the shape. So I don't know
right.
if I'll be able to do it. Hold on. I did it.
Yeah, you did.
1 second. I'm wearing pajama pants because so I don't need to show that. Oh! Okay, maybe I'm not as talented as I remember. It's been it's been a while. Okay, one more shot. You can cut this out.
I'll consider it.
I'm like, you can cut it all out. Never mind. Stick to the tongue thing. Oh,
Well, you've got one more. Okay, you already lost them, didn't you? They just
no, I
took
have
off.
them. I have them.
Okay, you got it. Okay, ready?
It's just like I'm trying not to show my pajama pants while also juggling sitting down. So this is fun. Okay.
What are they, like unicorn pants or something?
Huh?
What were they, like unicorn pants or something?
No, they're like cheetah. They're nice. They're like little pink ones, but still, they don't really go with my shirt. Okay, there we go. One more try. Ready, set. Oh yes, I'm doing it.
Wow.
We almost had the last one.
Wow.
Woo!
That was amazing, actually. That was super cool. I've tried and I just can't do it. So, hats off.
Thank you.
Hats off to you. Wow, that's cool. I like seeing people with skills like that just do their thing. Do their thing.
I know. Totally a useful skill. You never know when you need a juggle.
That's true. That's true. Got to make a quick buck. Hey, I can juggle something.
Exactly.
Bam. I like it. If you were put on an island, one of these put on the island questions, and you had only 2 items that you could take with you.
All right, so not people, so items.
Yeah, not people.
I think if I could bring 2 items, I'd probably bring like a hammock,
Mm-hmm.
something that I could like, sleep in and lay in. And wait, okay, I'm thinking too logically. I'm like, well, do I need to think about like a boat so I can escape?
Yeah, so you,
Like, or am I just like
it's
chilling on
not
the
that
island
hard.
and I'll come
2
back?
things.
Somebody will come back for me. Okay, we're good. So maybe a boat, and I'm thinking like, mm, this is difficult. Why is this the hardest question for me? I was gonna say like a book, but I really don't read, so that's not very Becca of me to say a book. And then the second thing that came to mind was like some sand toys, so I can so I can have fun, I guess. Oh, I know what I'd bring. I know what I'd bring. Scrap all that. I'm gonna bring a hammock, and I'm gonna bring a fishing pole. Cause I actually really am good at fishing. It's something my parents taught me. So
Oh, okay.
I love to fish. It's like one of my faves hobbies.
Okay, cool. We just learned something there.
Yeah.
Fishing. So, guys, if you ever want to get Becca a present, get her a lure.
Yes. Anything fishing. Give me some bait. Give me
A nice tackle box.
a nice tackle. There we go. We're talking. Now we're talking. But yeah, fishing is so fun. Do you know how to fish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm at the ocean, so
While you're surfing, you're just, catching dinner or something.
catching, surfing and fishing at the same time. Yeah.
Whoa.
Not really.
Be a talent right there.
All right, now Becca, as it's always mentioned, a paragon, somebody that people look at in a certain light. Now, what is your take on all that? Especially since on an app like Smule, the one that you're on, where in the world people have followers. It's like this thing. What is your take on all that, and how do you view yourself and it in general?
Yeah. I take this like super seriously, like the whole followers thing and how I treat other people. And I really just try to be kind to everyone. And I don't, no matter how many followers you are, you're like, I'm the same person as you in a sense. Like, we're on the same level. It doesn't matter if I have 5 or how many you have. And I think for me, I just really value everybody who sings on the app and everyone's talent for what it is. And I'm just so thankful that I even have a community. I don't ever put it like the talent that I have or the love that I get or the comments or joins that I receive. Like, I never take that for granted. I'm always so grateful and lucky to have a following. So it's super special to me. But I really just value everyone. I feel like everyone's time is so valuable, and the fact that they decided to like join me or sing with me just means so much. And so I just feel like I want to appreciate every single person. So that's how I tried to be on Smule. And honestly, like at one point we all started with 3 followers or 0 followers, so it's no does no good to think that you're higher than anyone else when you're in the app. Even if you have 100,000 followers, it doesn't matter. Music for me is just something where I can just express myself and be myself and just be really genuine and vulnerable. And so it's not like I'm trying to get fame or I want to make a whole musical career out of this. Like, that's just not Becca. Like, for me, I just like to be myself and real. And when it comes to my music, like, I'm not trying to be anyone else. Like, I'm just gonna sing and do it for myself, not to be anyone or famous or anything.
So you were just saying that that's not Becca, but you are just Becca.
Exactly. But that's the point. Like I'm just Becca. I mean, that's literally all that it is.
So, Becca, tell me, how many pairs of sunglasses do you own?
Oh, I think I don't own any. I know.
What?
I think I bought like a $3 pair, but I never wear it, so I wouldn't consider myself like really owning it. But that's another thing about me. I'm like such a frugal person and like a penny pincher. So I'm like, if I don't have to spend it like full price, I'm buying clearance. Not even that I don't have money. Like we're good. We have money. But it's like I hate paying full price. Like I'll do anything to get a deal. Maybe not anything, but I
Okay, you heard
prefer
that, guys.
I prefer to get a deal on something. But yeah, I don't really own sunglasses, which is really bad because, I'm like a squinter. I'm like driving. I'm like, trying
Oh,
not
wow.
to hurt my eyes. And also, like, my eyes are very sensitive, especially because in Washington it's like cloudy and rainy. And so oftentimes the sky is just like white, like bright
Mhm.
white. And even like when I would walk outside and it's like super white, I'm like, oh man, this is way too bright for my eyes. So I
Well,
need to invest
yeah,
in
I think you
some
need to
nice
invest.
like sunglasses.
I think it's time to.
This is another blooper, I think, because Jake disappeared on me. So
That was strange. It just kicked me out. It's done that
no,
now
it was
twice.
my show.
Yeah, I know. Apparently it is.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it's been real. It's been very fun. I've enjoyed having you here to chat, and I'm sure everybody else has enjoyed learning a little bit more about you.
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's been fun, being down to earth with your Capri Suns and getting deeper than like Smule.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
there's more to life than apps and social media, but that's where we may initially meet and learn about people. So
Right.
always an honor. And so
Thanks for having me, Jake.
my pleasure. Thank you, Becca. And if you're going to say anything, if you're going to say anything to anybody, just for them to words of wisdom from Becca, what would it be? Anything.
Since I am mostly on Smule, I think I'm gonna make it more geared towards Smule and singing. I think I'd have to say like when you're singing on Smule, don't try to be anyone else but yourself. Like the moment that I started to not sound like the artist was the moment I actually grew vocally and I got the most, like the greatest response. And at the end of the day, never try to be a people pleaser because no matter what, like everybody has a preference. And I think I was listening to one of your other episodes and it was like really cool because I was thinking like, there are going to be trolls, there are going to be people who aren't so nice or that leave bad comments or that don't necessarily like your voice. But at the end of the day, everybody has like a preference and maybe you're just not someone's cup of tea. So just know that like it's nothing personal and it's nothing towards you. There's always going to be your people. And if you're in Smule, you just got to find your community. And that's like why I love Smule because I met so many amazing people that are talented but equally like amazing people. So that would be my advice for a fellow Smuler.
I loved it. Thank you. Wow, yes. That is something that I think everybody can take with them and remember, especially if you're on the singing app, Smule. If not,
Mm-hmm.
well, just remember that you can somehow bring that in
And it's
to your
also
life.
like very difficult to do that, to just like be 100% authentically you and not try to be somebody else that you're not. Like I have to do that every day. But I think for me, it's less about what people think about me and more about how I think about myself. So I'm very self-critical. I'm very like perfectionist type A personality. So I have to constantly remind myself like it doesn't matter, and people don't really care that much. Like I think sometimes we care way more than other people care about us, and we just have to just be ourselves and not really, you know, I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say, but I don't know.
Just
You know what
be
I'm saying?
be you, and don't really worry too much about, you know, what other people say
Right.
too much. I mean, obviously, we're not going to be so rude as to do whatever we want, whatever. Don't care about what everybody
Well,
else
as long
thinks.
as you're being nice, I think
Yeah,
you're not stepping on anyone's toes, but you're just being yourself, or you're doing your own thing vocally. You know, that's like all that matters. And it should like Smule shouldn't be like a place where you feel like you have to be all perfect. You know, it should be somewhere where you can just release, relax, and music is a release for a lot of people. And I think that's why a lot of people find Smule. Like even for me, when I found it the second time and re-downloaded it, it was like COVID season. So I was like, I just need to talk to people. I need human interaction. And so it's like such an amazing thing. So just try to use it for what it is and not be so serious with it, because at the end of the day, this is Maya would always tell me this. Jeremy, if anyone doesn't know, he's always like, it's literally a singing app, you know? People take this way too seriously, and he'll tell me all the time because I'm like, oh my gosh, sorry, I did that wrong. But that's all it is at the end of the day. So just remember that and just be 100% you, and everything will be perfect and all right.
words of wisdom. Words of wisdom. Thank you
Yeah,
so much, Becca.
thank
Yeah,
you.
we'll see you. Hang around in the back room. That's the cool room. There's cookies and things too. No,
Perfect.
yeah, just help yourself to the lemon bars.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay. So guys, that was this week's episode of Within the Paragon. That was Becca. You can find her on Smule as just Becca, simply. And links will be here for that as well. And you never know who you're gonna find on the show. There's a lot of social media outlets out there, and I'm sure you've seen somebody at some point there that will be on the show. So again, subscribe to this channel. You got to share it. People need to see that social media icons and people on apps are just that, people on apps. See you guys next time. Stay thirsty, my friends.